On a winter night, the city lay shrouded in an icy mist. The rain fell in a steady rhythm, echoing the hurried footsteps of those seeking warmth. Sarah entered the shelter, her cheeks flushed from the biting wind, shaking rain from her coat. Each droplet vanished into the warm embrace of the room, thick with the scent of simmering soup and damp woolen clothes. Volunteers moved with quiet efficiency, offering the homeless life's essentials: blankets, meals, and clothes, a temporary refuge from the harsh world outside. Sarah organized supplies, her eyes practiced at finding those in need. She noticed old Tom hunched by a radiator, his coat like wilted leaves, shadows under his eyes telling tales of struggle. "Where's your blanket, Tom?" she asked, her voice warm with concern. "Gone," he replied, voice strained, like windows rattling in the wind. "Must have lost it." Sarah's heart clenched with empathy, knowing the blanket's value as a barrier against the cold gripping the city. She scanned the room for spares, but the shelves were bare, a stark reminder of the invisible battles many faced. Feeling helpless, she found a quiet corner, knelt, and prayed. "Lord of mercy, guide me. I feel helpless. Show me how to help Tom." The rain's soft patter against the window accompanied Sarah's prayer, a steady rhythm marking time. Sitting silently, she felt something stirring within, a gentle nudge, as if the air whispered, "Be the warmth." It resonated in her soul, like distant angels' wings. Opening her eyes, she saw the world anew, the room alive with purpose, every detail imbued with divine significance. The cold became an invitation, a call to action. She glanced at her snug, fleece-lined boots, considering what it would be like to walk in Tom's worn shoes. The thought was jarring yet profound. Her gaze returned to Tom, his bare feet shivering on the concrete floor, each shiver a silent cry for mercy. "Lord, give me courage," she whispered, steadying herself as she untied her boots, feeling the act's sacredness akin to the widow's mite. Love without expectation. Sarah approached Tom, her worn soles nestled in her arms. "Here, Tom," she said, offering softly as she pressed them into his bewildered arms. "Take these, they'll keep you warm." Tom looked confused and disbelieving, his brow creasing like crumpled paper. "But what about you?" he stammered, his voice filled with concern. "I'll be fine," she assured him, the cold seeping through her socks to her feet, a reminder of her sacrifice. "I have more at home. You need these more." Tom took them, his hands trembling, gratitude and disbelief warring on his features. His eyes glistened with unshed tears, each a testament to the warmth kindling in his heart. "Thank you," he murmured, gently tracing the soft interior, as warmth kindled his spirit. Walking away, Sarah didn't feel the chill or the rain drumming on the shelter windows. Instead, warmth unfurled in her heart, breaking through the frost. Gratitude in the rain. The rain continued its gentle descent as Sarah stepped outside. Each droplet seemed to carry a message of grace, whispering renewal over the city. Her steps, now lighter in an extra pair of shoes from the donation box, were guided by hope, each one a silent hymn of love offered freely. In that moment, she understood prayer wasn't just words in solitude. It was action, a living testament to faith, love given without strings. Every step echoed this truth beating in her heart. Shepherd of my soul, in the stillness of rain, teach me to love without expectation, to act with hope vessel of your grace unto others as unto you. Amen. hospital night held a sacred quiet, rain tapping softly against the large, glazed windows, tracing languid rivulets in the glow of the distant streetlights. The polished floor mirrored faint reflections of those passing by. A subtle dance of light and shadow. Alex sat slumped in a chair, face buried in his hands, the contours of his shoulders heavy with the weight of his world. His heart churned with a tempest of anxiety, a maelstrom of fear and uncertainty. Yet, the air around him carried a sterile hope, a promise of rebirth, echoing with the faint beeping of machines that stood as silent sentinels to life. Nearby, a warm lamp stood sentinel, casting a soft, gentle light over his turmoil. To Alex, it was a tender hand resting on his shoulder, offering a sliver of comfort in the engulfing shadows. He glanced at the lamp, seeking solace, took a deep breath and closed his eyes, retreating within himself to find peace. His heart whispered prayers, earnest and raw, a plea rising from the depths of his soul to the open heavens. God, Lord of mercy, his heart cried, I feel lost and afraid, please guide me. Across the hall, Nurse Sarah moved quietly, her gentle steps barely audible in the enveloping stillness. Her compassionate eyes met his, a silent acknowledgement of his struggle. Her presence, a soft assurance in the solitary vigil, silently reminding him that he was not alone. A gentle revelation, time unfurled with the rain's gentle serenade against the window panes. The clock's slow hands ticked in concert with Alex's anxious heartbeat. Each second measured in breaths rather than time, a comforting memory emerged from the turbulent depths. A verse from Psalm 23, like a life preserver tossed into stormy waters. The lamp flickered slightly, its warm glow enveloping him in a cocoon of golden light. Within, Alex felt a divine whisper coursing through the tendrils of his troubled heart, softening and guiding him. He straightened in his seat, his breathing even, a realization dawning. The call to defend truth, but with kindness, was his path forward. He eyed his phone, its screen dark and foreboding, yet courage blossomed in the faint reflection of his own eyes. He prepared for a momentous prayer, a conversation with God that would fortify his soul. Shepherd of my soul, I give you my fears, he whispered, his voice barely more than a breath, weaving faith and hope around his heart. Grant me courage to reconcile, to speak truth with love. Help me to reach out in humility. The atmosphere shifted imperceptibly, the air growing thick with promise and possibility. As Sarah passed by with a soft smile, it was a reminder of unseen acts of grace fluttering just beyond sight, ready to alight in their own time. With courage as his armor, Alex dialed a number he'd long avoided, his fingers lingering over each digit, embedding them with silent prayers. The ring resonated in his ear, each tone matching the anxious rhythm of his heart. The phone's cool metal served as an anchor, grounding him as he prepared to step out in faith. Hey, it's me, he began softly, his voice trembling yet sincere, each word a digital prayer sent across the silent waves. I'm sorry for the silence, I want to make things right. The unfolding conversation held its challenges, terrain rough and uncertain. Yet words were carefully weighed, each syllable laying a stone in the rebuilding of a long crumbled bridge. As the call concluded, Alex felt a lightness unfurl within him. A burden lifted by grace, freeing him from the chains he'd carried for too long. Outside, the rain softened to a whisper, as if blessing the renewed bond in its gentle cadence. In the warm, forgiving glow of the lamp, Alex felt transformed by prayer. Hope and love rekindled in the silent vigil of the night. God of all healing, thank you for guiding my steps. Help me to carry your light into the world, to defend truth, but with the grace of kindness. Keep my heart open to your whispers of wisdom, and guide us all in your everlasting peace. Amen.
All things new. the gathering storm. The salty air weighed heavily over the fishing village, a foreboding presence heralding the coming tempest. Dusk stretched its long shadows over the cobblestone paths, presenting the village in a chiaroscuro of light and dark, as ghostly fingers reached through the dim twilight humble cottages, their windows aglow with the warm orange hues of hearth fires, stood resolute against the chill of the sea breeze that spoke in whispers of storms, both past and those yet to come. Atop the hill, the village chapel, a modest sanctuary with its peeling white paint reminiscent of forgotten seashells, reached skyward. Its belfry, a vigilant sentinel, overlooked the restless sea, the structure a steadfast beacon of hope anchoring souls against life's turbulent waters.
Inside the chapel thronged with villagers, their voices a low hum beneath the old rafters, reminiscence of leaves rustling softly in a dense forest. Anticipation thickened the air as dusk deepened, whispering on the wings of an evening alive with possibilities. A storm brewed in the skies, and in their hearts Matthias, the village elder and a man of deep faith, peered out through the chapel window at the steel gray sea, its surface mirroring the cloud-laden sky above. His heart ached with the familiar heaviness, a father's worry for his long-lost son, Daniel.
Lord of mercy, Matthias whispered, sun-worn hands clasped in prayer over the simple offering of bread and salt before him. Protect us from the storm outside and within. Bring him back to us, I pray. His plea, though soft, was steadfast, brimming with the unyielding love of a father. The chapel's air, a blend of damp earth, aged wood, and unshed tears, carried Matthias' supplication heavenward, buoyed by faith in the enduring depths of desperation. Outside, the wind howled with a ferocity that shook the very bones of the village, rattling windows and causing the chapel doors to tremble, as if echoing some ancient lament amid the tempest. Daniel trudged homeward, his coat sodden and heavy with relentless sea spray. He had left the village in a fury, chasing dreams that crumbled beneath his feet like fragile sand castles. Leaving him worn and disillusioned, each step towards the chapel felt like an act of contrition, a powerful return to the hearth he had once forsaken. Within the chapel, the villagers turned, eyes aglow with a mingling of surprise and profound relief as the heavy chapel door creaked open. Its sound resonant like a whispered promise. Daniel stood framed by twilight, hardship and regret starkly etched upon his face, the weight of his journey visibly borne on his weary shoulders. As he crossed the threshold, the chapel's warmth enveloped him, a blessing and a balm for his battered spirit. Father, he began, his voice thick with emotion as he knelt before Matthias. Forgive me, I have lost my way. His words, a raw confession, reached out for absolution from his lifelong guide and shepherd. Matthias, tears brimming in his eyes, placed a calloused hand upon his son's shoulder, the touch a manifestation of love and unwavering acceptance. The shepherd of my soul hears every plea, he murmured softly, drawing Daniel into a forgiving embrace. You are home.
Together they knelt in silent prayer, surrendering their burdens and finding restoration, their hearts beating in unison with a newfound peace. It was as if the Holy One spoke into the storm, calming their spirits with an outpouring of renewal and grace.
A new dawn.
The storm's fury continued to rage, chapel's hallowed walls, peace reigned supreme. Morning broke with the storm clouds parting to unveil a world kissed by the sun, washed clean and glistening with the promise of new beginnings. Villagers gathered once more, hearts buoyed by the scent of fresh bread mingling with the crisp, invigorated air, a testament to resilience and unbreakable community bonds. At the altar, Matthias stood firm, his voice steady as he led a litany of thanksgiving. Behold, I make all things new, he declared, his words an echo of the divine promise that had carried them all through the enveloping darkness. His voice became a beacon, calling all gathered to witness grace's unfolding majesty. Beside him Daniel stood, his past burdens lifted by grace, the shadows of his journey transformed into a tapestry of wisdom. With each prayerful word spoken, he felt life's newness unfurl within him, assured now that God had made him whole again. Lessons from his journey and the community's warm embrace turned his heart toward redemption, rendering him a living testament to the transformative power of faith and love. Holy One who calms the storms and renews our souls, guide us with your light, illuminate our darkest paths, grant us peace and the courage to begin anew. In your mercy we find our home. Amen. unravel. They stone tease the horizon with colors of cobalt and gold. My breath emerged in fleeting clouds, each a silent prayer escaping into the crisp morning air. Laced with pine nestled in my pocket, an unsent letter weighed heavy with unspoken regrets. Pausing on the rocky outcrop, I sought solitude at the cusp of night and morning. Lord of mercy, I whispered, sending my plea skyward with the wind. Grant me courage, I've lost my way, obscured by pride and anger. I am a son seeking his father. The mountain stood silent, yet my heart clung to hope that God heard my prayer, cast into the universe like a plea for redemption. In the ethereal light, I unfolded the letter, fingers tracing paper worn by time. The ink blurred, marking hesitation and longing, words never said, never intended to be. Fear and pride had crafted a barrier, testament to my inner struggle. I miss you, it read, a bridge of emotion waiting to be crossed. Kneeling on the cold stone, I prayed again, seeking solace in divine warmth. Holy Shepherd, I murmured, vulnerability lacing my voice. Guide my heart back, help me humble myself. Show me how love makes room at the table. The silence around me became a sacred space where God wove grace into my scattered understanding, binding my frayed fragments into a tapestry of purpose. As a gentle rain began to fall, I rose with the weight of an answered prayer, transformed into promise. The air was thick with the scent of wet pine. The prayer had unlocked something within me, igniting resolve. Replacing the letter with my phone, I dialed the number. Each ring was a lifeline extended into the unknown, an anthem of vulnerability. When his voice answered, a flood of unspoken words threatened to spill. Dad, I breathed, the word itself a prayer of relief. Can we talk? His brief pause, followed by warmth, opened a door long shut. I'd like that, he replied, echoing God's love in a melody of redemption. United at the table, the rain continued as I descended the mountain road. Each droplet a benediction, washing away old sorrows With dawn's transformative glow, I envision the table at home, made whole by love's persistence. The vision illuminated my heart, casting shadows into light. God's presence walked beside me, guiding my steps. The road felt less like stone, more like the embrace of welcoming arms. In those moments I understood that love, held in forgiveness and grace, is inexhaustible. Each step forward testified to the redemptive power of prayer and God's love that makes room for all. Holy Creator, guide our hands to build bridges, not walls. Grant us the courage to seek forgiveness, the humility to accept it. May love always find a place at our table, and your light forever. Amen. Amen. Heaven's promise in the parched field. At thy cracks in the earth, morning arrived quietly, wrapped in the cold breath of winter. As I stood at the field's edge, staring at what had once been full of promise, the earth lay cracked, its barren tapestry, mocking my labor and dreams, now clinging desperately to hopes of a harvest. Months of drought had drained the land's vitality, leaving it dusty and lifeless, a mere shadow of the vibrant green it once was. The sun, a silent witness to my despair, rose slowly, casting pale light over the land, deepening the shadows in the crevices and mirroring the sorrow in my heart. I knelt, feeling the earth's dry, rough texture clinging to my fingertips, so evocative of the hopelessness rooted within me. With eyes closed, I sought solace in the sacred silence. A single tear trailed through the dust on my cheek. I whispered, Lord of mercy, I am lost in this dryness. How long must I wait for your rain? Guide me through this barren season, for I have worn thin beneath its unyielding weight. The heavy silence was broken only by the distant cawing of crows, circling like shadows in the sky. Rising slowly, the flicker of my hope struggled to stay lit against the encroaching doubts. The day stretched ahead, an empty canvas, yet I stepped forward, cradling a fragile flame of faith within my heart. A call in the silence. Days melted into weeks, each one echoing relentless dryness, like a timeless refrain of desolation. My faith, once strong, felt as parched as the land under my feet. One evening, under the first glimmer of stars, I retreated to the porch, seeking solace in the cool breeze. The world exhaled a quiet chorus of night, a lullaby contrasting the turmoil within me. With bowed head I closed my heart to all but God, shepherd of my soul. I prayed, voice raw with need and longing. I surrender my pride and fear. Teach me to trust your timing, even when I cannot see a way through this drought. A sudden peace enveloped me like a warm shawl, as if God whispered encouragement. His presence settled, inspiring an illogical urge to water the field. Despite its arid surface, seemingly absurd, yet faith often sprouts in the impossible. Drawn into this quiet challenge, I found comfort in stars, steadfast in the night. Seeds of trust with a new courage, I filled the old rain barrel the next morning and carried water to the field. The bucket was heavy, each step pressing determination into the earth. Water cascaded, tracing intricate paths, and with each drop I echoed Jesus' calming words to steady my doubt. My calloused hands, stained with earth, became vessels of trust, channeling hope into the barren ground. Each day the ritual continued. Puzzled, murmuring about futility, yet I persisted. A new rhythm beat in my heart. Trust, steady tempo, propelling me forward. Watering the field became prayer. Surrender to God's unseen work. Faith refusing to yield, though still parched. The land softened under my touch, whispering a promise yet to be fulfilled. When heaven weeps, summer arrived with cicada song, a vibrant testament to life's persistence. One afternoon by the field, anticipation tingled along my skin. A promise near clouds gathered, heavy with promise, their edges kissed by sunlight. A celestial painting of hope renewed. The first tentative drops fell like a whisper before the storm. Then the heavens opened wide, pouring life onto the thirsty earth with love's boundless urgency. I stood arms wide, welcoming grace's deluge, rain mingling with tears of gratitude and relief. The world's weight lifted, carried away in the gentle roar, whispering renewal into my soul. As waters seeped into soil, the ground softened, yielding under hope renewed. A divine whisper echoed in the rain's heartbeat. Love pours itself out, Lord of the rain and sun. Your faithfulness sustains us in every season. Teach us to trust. A candle defies the night. Act I, the city beneath the rain. Rain patters gently against the cracked sidewalk, tapping a rhythm that speaks of secrets and forgotten hopes. Each drop seems to mourn with the city, as if the heavens are weeping softly over the buildings, their tears sliding down glass panes and pooling on the streets. I stand at the bus stop, my coat heavy from the dampness, clinging to me like an unseen shroud of unspoken worries and dreams deferred. My eyes are drawn to the mirrored neon lights that flicker and dance in the puddles at my feet. The color of reflections a stark contrast to the monochrome reality that envelops me beyond. The city hums with a mix of despair and resilience, its soul both battered and enduring. These raindrops are conduits for whispered prayers, each rising unseen into the fabric of the night, a tapestry woven from thousands of silent petitions. I lower myself onto the cold, unforgiving metal bench, its chill biting through my clothes and settling into my bones. I close my eyes, seeking solace in the internal landscape of memory. An old song whispers in my mind, a fragment of a father's lullaby, sung in times long past, a distant echo of comfort. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? I breathe deep, the scent of wet asphalt mingling with the faint aroma of street food from a vendor cart nearby. The air pregnant with nostalgia. Feet splash through puddles nearby, some hurried, others aimless. Their movements illustrated against the backdrop of the night. Saturated with the smell of rain-soaked memories, I bow my head, my hands clasped tightly, and in the sacred solitude of my heart I call out, Holy One, I am lost. Show me a way forward. The silence settles around me, heavy and waiting, filled with the unspoken hopes of generations past, a choir of communion with the divine. The bus pulls away, a blur of taillights disappearing into the mist like embers in the night sky. I am left alone. The rain now a gentle caress that weaves through hair and spirit tender in its persistence. Desperation tugs at me, relentless as the drumming rain, a murmur that refuses to be silenced. The cracked stairwell leading to my apartment looms ahead, its edges softened by the night. A refuge and a prison in equal measure. I linger there, the concrete rough beneath my fingertips, grounding me in the present, yet calling me to reflection. Images flash before my eyes, a harsh word spoken in haste, a friendship shattered by anger, the jagged shards of what once was whole. I sink onto the steps, my voice barely a whisper against the night, trembling in its vulnerability. Lord of mercy, I've hurt those I love. Can you mend what I've broken? My breath shivers in the cool air, mingling with the rhythm of the night, as if seeking the harmony of a benevolent answer. In the quiet, a warmth unfurls within me, a pinpoint of light that pushes against the encroaching darkness. A thought unbidden yet clear presses into my heart. Forgive as you are forgiven. The rain is gentle now, a rhythm in harmony with my own surrender, a celestial lullaby soothing the tempest within, each drop a note in a symphony of grace. The dawn breaks, a soft gold that banishes the shadows of the night, spilling over the city like grace undeserved yet freely given. I rise from the steps, every fiber of my being tingling with new resolve. The streets glisten, washed fresh by the night's baptism, and I breathe in the cool morning air, crisp with the promise and renewal. The scent of hope mingled with the earth, a palpable testament to fresh beginnings. I make my way to her door, my footsteps echoing against the softened cityscape. Each step a prayer, each heartbeat a hymn of reconciliation. The act of knocking feels monumental, a bridge built on vulnerability and courage, a testament to faith in what cannot yet be seen. She opens the door, surprise flickering across her features, melting into an expectant pause. Her eyes mirrored pools of past hurts and hopes meet mine, a connection forged in shared silence and a narrative rewritten in the space between heartbeats. I'm sorry I say the words, simple yet profound, against. desert, Acti the gathering storm. The fishing village crouched under a brooding sky, a somber symphony of grays and greens, where the land met the unruly sea. The air was thick with the scent of salt and the ominous promise of impending rain, weighing heavy upon the shoulders of those who walk the cobbled paths. Children, usually a merry band of giggles and shouts, huddle closer to their mothers, their eyes wide like the restless waves that crashed against the docks. Seagulls circled low, their sharp cries echoing desolately against the wooden shacks lining the shore, as if warning of the upheaval to come. In the heart of the village, the chapel stood resolute, its steeple piercing the Latin sky. The wooden benches inside had been polished to a soft sheen by years of faithful knees bent in prayer, as if instinctively drawn to its refuge. The villagers gathered within, seeking solace beneath the watchful gaze of the crucifix suspended over the altar, a silent sentinel in their midst. Candles flickered, their flames small but steadfast against the encroaching dark. Old Jones, the village elder, his hands gnarled yet steady, rose to lead the evening prayer. His voice, though a ragged whisper against the growing wind, held the quiet strength of a seasoned sailor. Lord of mercy, shelter us in this storm, grant us the courage to face what lies ahead. As the communal amen swept through the chapel like a small rippling wave of hope, a figure lingered at the chapel door, Joseph, the prodigal son. His silhouette against the doorway was both a shadow and a beacon, a stirring of whispers among the pews. Joseph, with a heart once set on distant shores, found himself drawn back to the village by an inexplicable pull, like the irresistible tug of the moon upon the tide. The bread and salt pressing close, the villagers gathered in the chapel hall to partake in their humble meal of bread and salt. A tradition as old as the village itself, the earthy aroma of freshly baked loaves mingled with the sharp tang of the sea, weaving a tapestry of scents that spoke of home and hearth. Joseph, standing a step apart from the crowd, felt the weight of his absence, the years of wandering carved in shadows beneath his eyes, deep in lines of longing and loss. Sarah, his sister, approached him with a plate, her eyes a mirror of their shared past. We always kept a place for you, she murmured, her voice a balm to his restless soul, healing in its simplicity. Around them, the meal was blessed in solemn prayer. Voices rising in unison to the rafters, Joseph felt the Holy One's presence more acutely than he had in years. A whispered promise woven into the fabric of the gathering. He closed his eyes and prayed silently. his words a confession, carried to God on a whisper. Lord, forgive my wandering heart, help me find my way back. The wind howled outside, rattling the chapel walls with a ferocity that seemed to test their faith. But inside, a quiet peace settled over Joseph like a lighthouse beam cutting through the storm. It was then he realized that prayer was not just spoken words, but a silent surrender, a giving over of himself to the grace that had never left. Morning broke with a quiet grace, the storm having passed in the night, like a penitent sinner. The village was washed clean, each puddle catching the sun's tentative rays and holding them like a precious secret. Joseph stood at the shoreline, where the cool surf lapped at his feet, each wave a cleansing embrace. The salty spray on his skin was a baptism of sorts, a rebirth. He took a deep breath, the air crisp and alive with promise, as if the world had been renewed along with his spirit. It was time to do more than just return. It was time to rebuild with renewed resolve. He walked to the chapel where the villagers gathered, anxious eyes watching him with hope and curiosity as he approached the altar. Friends, he began, a humility in his voice that bespoke of lessons learned. I left in search of something I thought I could not find here, but now I see that the green shoots of hope and healing are found not in distant lands, but in the deserts we endure. It's here among you. Joseph's words were a prayer of turning, a commitment. the gathering winds. The salty breeze carried whispers of impending change through the small fishing village, brushing against weather-worn faces as fishermen secured their boats with furrowed brows. Nearby, seagulls scattered. Sensing the brewing storm, Miriam stood amid the constant hum of preparation. Her heart weighed down by unspoken prayers, each one a seed of hope planted in the soil of uncertainty. She made her way to the village chapel, its doors welcoming her as friends who had witnessed countless tales of faith and fear. The ground beneath her feet was soft from the night's rain, and the air was thick with the mingled scents of seawater, candle wax, and lavender, an aroma as familiar as it was sacred, binding the present moment to countless others long past. Inside the chapel's wooden benches bore the weight of generations, each scarred and polished by time. Kneeling in the dim light that filtered through stained glass, Miriam whispered, "Lord of mercy, guide us through this storm. Keep our hearts steadfast." Her words floated upwards, joining the echoes of centuries of prayers that filled the sacred space. Outside, villagers bustled about, oblivious to a solitary figure making his way towards them, an unfamiliar yet somehow recognizable traveler, each step marking the journey he had not yet completed. The return of the prodigal. Joshua paused at the village's edge, the sight stirring something deeper within him than the distant rumble of thunder. He had spent years chasing elusive dreams, yet instinct had drawn him back to this humble sanctuary. Stepping into the chapel, silence embraced him like an old friend. He sank onto a creaking bench, the familiar groan of wood beneath him a comfort. "Father, I am lost," Joshua confessed, the words both foreign and familiar on his lips. His sun-tanned hands, calloused by years of wandering, clutched one another, seeking divine guidance. As he prayed, a warmth enveloped him, the gentle reassurance of an unseen hand. It was as if roots of belonging began to wind their way into his heart, anchoring him in the soil of his forgotten past. As Joshua emerged from the chapel, Miriam met him with surprise and recognition in her eyes. There was no need for words, their shared history filled the silence between them. She offered him bread and salt, a gesture simple yet profound, much like the life he had left behind. While the sea around them roared with impending fury, a profound peace settled within Joshua, a calm amidst the storm. The storm's fury descended upon the village that evening. Waves crashing with the primal force of an ancient beast awakened Joshua, and the villagers found themselves locked in a battle against the tempest, salt water whipping through the air and mingling with torrential rain as chaos threatened to consume them. Boats danced perilously on the angry sea, but a shared resolve bound the villagers together. "Lord, give us strength," Joshua prayed aloud, his voice a hopeful plea woven into the raging storm. It was a beacon for the villagers, a flicker of divine light cast across their path like lightning slicing through the night sky. Through their collective struggle, Joshua felt his past transgressions wash away, replaced by a newfound purpose and a sense of kinship he had longed for. With a heart assured by divine guidance, they pressed on, fortified by faith. By dawn, the storm had spent its wrath, leaving the village battered yet standing, an enduring testament to resilience and faith. Exhausted but grateful, the villagers gathered within the chapel, their sanctuary and refuge together. They lifted their hearts in gratitude for the protection granted, and the silent, shared prayers answered. Shepherd of my soul, guide our steps amidst the storms of life. Grant us courage and peace. Bind us in unity and love. May your light ever illuminate our path, turning our hearts